So the purpose of this short video is to give you an idea of what we're going to be covering in January in Oxford as part of the 3-day NeuroPower program. And this is, NeuroPower looks at the impact that brain function has on leadership and on management and cultural change, and how you solve problems, and perhaps most importantly and most usefully, how do you build effective teams? I am personally incredibly excited to be bringing my team to Oxford because they are a terrific group. They spend their lives looking at this stuff. They get excited about the new neuroscience. They get excited about seeing the changes that we have in organisational culture. And it's one thing to learn it in a training program, but it's another thing to start seeing the changes, the positive changes this can have in relationships and in performance. And that's what we love. We love receiving the letters, hearing the feedback, and knowing that 6 months after we've conducted a program, that this is having a huge impact on helping people achieve the goals that they've set themselves. Often people are interested, if I attend this 3 days, what am I going to get out of it? And of course it varies, every person has different objectives. We work very hard to make sure that you achieve the insights and the learnings that you want over the 3 days. And so we start by saying, what are your key values? What are the things that you're willing to live and die by that you want to bring to life through this additional learning? And what's interesting is that an enhanced understanding of the way your particular brain works really lets you bring these values to life. Specifically, the key things that you'll take away are a structured process for building highly functional teams that follows the way the brain actually works, increased capability in managing your own emotional derailers, and a full awareness of the derailers of others. And of course, this is at the very heart of management. Insight into your own personal strategic mindset and how to harness this to become an exceptional leader. And you'll experience all this in a world-class learning environment with world-class people. So for anybody who's got a lifetime of professional experience, bring that experience with you. We'll access it, we'll use it, we'll talk about it, bring your favourite frameworks along. It's about integration. And the framework itself, even though it's called NeuroPower and we look at the neurobiological underpinnings of what makes the brain work, we've all been looking at the brain through different windows for thousands of years. And so different models of sociology and personality and developmental psychology and so forth, these all have very legitimate windows. And so we're able to say, well, here are the neural correlates to that. That's why it works. So that's the first group. The more experience, the more you'll like it. The second group that really like it, Gen Ys, who are fascinated with brain function and just go crazy. We have mini iPads that you use during the training program, and so you're able to explore brain function, how it works and how it all links together, and read about it and explore. They love it. And Gen Y is very open to neuroscience. They've really grown up with it. They know snippets about how the brain works. This brings a lot of that together for them. Business people like it, and in particular if you are an engineer or a lawyer or somebody who follows a structured process of thinking. That discipline is very, very helpful because the brain actually works as an electrochemical system. And so engineers just go, this makes so much sense, I now know why my wife or why my kids or why my husband or my friends, or why it is that they do what they do. So, and lawyers are saying, it's that sense of discipline, they'll love it. On the first day we cover the 6 social cognitive needs, and in a nutshell, each of us satisfy these 6 social cognitive needs either in a constructive or an unconstructive way. If you satisfy them in a constructive way, you'll be creative and resilient and enthusiastic and motivated. If they're not being satisfied in a constructive way, then you'll tend to be either over-aggressive or under-aggressive or not flexible enough, or not creative enough, or not being able to express yourself enough, or not connected enough, right? So a lot of the dramas and a lot of the loneliness and the issues and the social issues are because we're just not able to satisfy them. What we discover is that effective leaders create environments where each of those 6 social cognitive needs are satisfied. Day 2, we look at your unique motivation, and this is an emotion that comes from a chemical disposition that you have. So we can look at these different types in terms of what's your motivational type. Now this tells you what motivates you, but it also tells you what your cognitive bias is, and if you don't manage it, that can go terribly wrong and create an enormous amount of pain and unnecessary suffering in your own sad grey lives. Third area on day 3, we look at your strengths, and Malcolm Gladwell would say wherever you've spent 10,000 hours, this becomes a natural strength. There's an element of truth to that. So there are 8 neurobiological strengths that we can then trace back and say, well, here is your strategic mindset, this is what you'll be good at, and how can you then build your life around that strength rather than around a weakness. Really our interest is when you come along to the training program to find out how you'd like to apply it in your own life and then give you the tools and techniques to be able to do that.